I would welcome 2 or 3 questions, quick questions from the audience.
My name is Deepak Bhatnagar. I'm presently a professor in the Indian School of Foreign Trade, but earlier in TIFAC in the Department of Science and Technology. One of the things which we have been debating in the National Knowledge Commission also, as you said that he gave an example of Professor Venki. And most of us in our childhood have gone through teachers who were outstanding teachers. Now they are all dying. Most of them are dead. Some are in their 70s. It's time that the educationists of this world, particularly magazines like Digital Learning, can have a mechanism to identify such teachers. And you don't ask the teachers who are the good teachers, ask the students. If you ask Venki that Baroda mein kisne padhaya, that guy will be there. People who have been motivated by outstanding chemistry teachers, a boring subject like organic chemistry. So if Digital Learning can have a questionnaire with people that who were your best teachers, and then maybe ask them to have a digital recording of a physics lecture of matter and light and optics. It has to be a nationwide, obviously, not confined to Delhi schools and all that. So this is a suggestion for Digital Learning, because this is a one magazine, and you can have CDs of physics and chemistry like that. Thank you.
Thank you. Very, very good point.
Can we have a few more questions? Okay, there.
Hi, Biplav Bakshi from Sopitium. We are an e-learning and technology company and Brendan Hall Award winner for 2009. My question is generally to anybody who can answer this. Is there any research paper, is there any kind of study which says this is the scale of the problem we have in higher education, these are the problems that we are facing, this is what industry requires, this is our economy, this is growing in a particular way, this is the number of people we require for a particular kind of skill. Is there something comprehensive like that available? I have not been able to find anything like that so far.
Ernst & Young report is there. Ernst & Young latest report. The latest is the Ernst & Young. Ernst & Young report latest is there. In February they have published.
Right. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Any more questions?
Add to that, I just want to say that there is a plethora actually of documents, not only with these publications from Ernst Young, NASSCOM, I think EDGE has also given a publication, but also within institutions like NIOPA, UGC, a lot of committees have gone into, and let me tell you, some of those reports which I have read, they are absolutely remarkable in terms of their assessment, knowledge of the issues involved, and what exactly needs to be done. The difficulty is not knowing what needs to be done, but in the execution and implementation of what needs to take place and the will to do it.
You want to add on, sir?
No, I completely agree with that.
Can I take the liberty of asking one question? Yeah, sir, we have all those university exchange programs, and we invite teachers from outside university. I mean, outside as in outside of the country. We have student exchange programs and we have teacher exchange programs. But why do not? I don't know if we have that provision of having something called inter-university exchange program or teachers exchange program within India. Do we have such provision, wherein the teacher goes to some university and teaches for 6 months or so?
Yes, there are provisions. UGC has provisions, AICT has provisions. Each university has a mechanism to send teachers to other universities. There are provisions. Of course, it may not be that big, but there are provisions. Then inter-university centers are there. Created by University Grants Commission, there are inter-university centers where teachers from different universities can come and do research in a particular area or get facilities from a particular area. You are all aware of these institutions. IUCA is an inter-university center. IUCA in Pune, Inter-University Center for Astronomy and Astrophysics.
and InflipNet in Ahmedabad, Information and Library Network. It is again for the college teachers and university teachers. Right in near JNU, Nuclear Science Center. Now it's not Nuclear Science, Inter-University Center for Accelerating Science or something. Earlier Nuclear Science Center. Teachers can take teachers, and in IUCA even research students can spend 6 months. They have scholarship programs. There are, but that's not enough. Now, of course, when we say there are such things, that's not enough. We need a lot of such facilities.
Before we request Dr. M.P. Narayanan to kindly present a a token of appreciation to all our distinguished panelists, I would actually like to thank our associate sponsors, Adobe, Meditrack and University 18 for supporting us in having this Higher Education Summit 2010. We have with us Indira Gandhi National Open University as our knowledge partner, and our supporting partner is Euro India Spirit Project. Euro India Spirit Consortium of Partners. And may I request Dr. M.P. Narayanan to kindly present a token of appreciation to all our distinguished panelists. Can I request Sheena to kindly come and give this token of appreciation to Dr. M.P. Narayanan? We thank Professor V.N. Rajasekharan Pillai for gracing the occasion and enriching us with his valuable input. We thank Professor Deepak Pental to have come and enriching again us on the higher education, on the keynote address. And we also thank Ms. Sushma Ballia to have come and sharing her thought-provoking inputs on higher education, growth of higher education. I thank all of you for this wonderful keynote address, first session.